Alright, now we have something called negative exponents. And a negative exponent, it tells you where it goes. In this case, they would go in the opposite direction of where they are. Let me show you an example before we do this problem. If you were asked to divide x to the negative third and y to the negative third, this negative 3 tells you you're going to put it in the opposite spot on the fraction. You're not going to put it in the top, you're going to put it in the bottom. Same thing with the y to the negative third. It's currently in the bottom, and that means you're going to put it in the top. So if you were to write if you're going to write the problem out and simplify it, you would take the x to the negative thirds and put it down below, and it is positive then. And this y to the negative third goes up top. So that would be your answer for that one. A more complicated problem would be this one. 2x to the fourth, y to the negative third, times 4x to the negative fourth. Okay, because you have positive and negative exponents, you really have a division problem. So, make my division bar. The 2 has a power of 1 because there's nothing there, so that's going to stay up on top. The x to the fourth, the x to the fourth power is positive, so I have 4 x's, and they're on top. Or they're staying where they are because they're positive. Y to the negative third, however, is a negative exponent. That tells you it's going to go on the bottom. So I'm putting my 3 y's on the bottom. The second term, 4x to the negative fourth, the 4 is a power of 1, so that's staying where it is. But the x to the negative fourth has a negative exponent, so that means it's going to go into the opposite spot, which would be at the bottom of the division. So now I have this. What I do now is just cross out what they have in common. They have 4 x's, and that's it. So they're eliminated. Same with division. With division, whatever's left over is going to be your answer. On top I have a 2 times a 4, and that's an 8. And I have a 3 y's, that would be y to the third. Alright, let's take a look at another example. This one's similar to the first one. It says 2x squared, y to the negative third, times 4x to the negative second, y squared. Because there's positive and negative exponents, I'm going to put my division bar and then start breaking things down. The 2 is to the power of 1, and it's positive, so it's staying where it is, which is the top. The x to the second is positive, so it would stay where it is, which is up top. The y to the negative third is a negative exponent, and it's up top, so it would go to the other spot, which would be down below. I'm putting the y's over here in case there are other y's. When I cross out, I don't mess things up. So I've done the first monomial expression. Now to the second one. The 4 has a power of 1. That stays up on top. The x is the power of negative 2. That's going to go in the opposite spot, which would be down below. And the y is positive 2, so that would stay where it is, which is positive 2. Now all that's left to do is cross out what they have in common. They have x's in common, and they have 2 y's in common. Now you just see what they have left over. I have a 2 and a 4. That would multiply to get an 8, and 1 y on the bottom. Now I want you to do one problem on your own. I'm going to ask you to do show it. 3xy times 4x to the negative second, y to the negative third. Alright, that's what I'd like you to do on your own.